elevator from the second last century. We're living on the edge. Walking home alone down Zurich Long Street. We're always living on the edge.
Okay, so what do we see here? Well, we see the 40-year ice volume average, and compared to last time when we had the 7-year average, you can see that the string, if you think of this graph as a string, the string is more stretched out. You don't have all the buckles and the ups and downs as you had on the 7-year ice average. So it's all down to the perspective or difference, the distance that you view these things from. Sometimes you need to take a step back to see sort of the larger features and developments, which the 40-year average is an extreme example of. With the data series only going back to 1979, you only recently in January 2019 actually got a full 40-year average, because you need 40 years in a 40-year average, of course. So even though it looks like this graph is only like a 3-year thing, 2019 to 2021, it's actually 40-year averages in every data point along this graph. So this first point goes all the way back to January 1st, 1979. And you move the 40-year average down to 15 September 2021. That's like from September 1981 to 2021 for the 40-year average. That's how it works. That's how a 40-year average works. And yeah, you see it going straight down. Of course, not vertically down, because that's not possible, but it's going down, very, very determined down. And some crazy persons would perhaps say it's the aftermath of a tipping point, where everything is going downhill. But these guys over here, Geneva, Switzerland, they don't think so. So, and with the biggest tsunami risk in all of civilized history being in the limelight these days because of the one thing that could cause that biggest ever tsunami that would destroy the most property, etc., in the most countries, having gone off since Sunday and spewing lava and gas 24/7 since Sunday through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and today. Of course, the mainstream media has been out with a very reassuring message that there's no chance, absolutely no chance, of a tsunami caused by a landslide from La Palma in the Canaries. So, I thought that was peculiar, because the scientists who have been worried about this for many decades, they say that the biggest chance of this happening is when we have the next eruption. And now we have the next eruption, so obviously the chance of having a landslide from that caused by the heat from the lava is not zero. There's not a no chance thing for a tsunami. We don't know if it's gonna happen now. It could happen in the next eruption later, or 5 eruptions from now. We just don't know. But to say it's no chance is like, it's very reminiscent. So in my mind, in a way, there's a pattern to these things. So they say there's no chance of a tsunami, and they've said only recently, last month, that there's no tipping point, neither in the sea ice or in the Arctic or in the climate system at all. That's tipped. That's already tipped. And a few years ago, we heard there was no methane whatsoever. That's actually in 1994, when American scientists traveled all the way to recently conquered Russia, or they had finished off Soviet Union, so they could go and do research in Siberia in Russia. And they said anyway that they wanted to check out, with the latest gadgets and measuring instruments, whether or not what looked like methane plumes on the satellite images could actually be methane plumes. So they flew over there and set up this system for taking measurements in the air and in the sea and everything, and concluded in their video, which is presented on my channel a couple of years ago, that they detected no methane whatsoever, right? And also on my channel you can check out a lady from the USGS, United States Geological Survey, telling you that the hydrates can't melt. There's zero chance that hydrates can melt. You basically have to add heat, and there is no heat to be found anywhere on this planet during a global warming crisis, right? So, what do these things have in common? Well, it's sort of the number zero, isn't it? So it's like, let's say there's some person online that you're kind of interested in, kind of, you think that person is hot or whatever, and let's say she's got 0 kilo on her bio online, right? So she's claiming she weighs 0 kilo. So the only thing you do know, you can know, you have no idea how much she weighs, but the only thing you know is this is a lie. She doesn't weigh 0 kilo. Nobody weighs 0 kilo, right? So it's kind of a giveaway if they say it's no chance, zero chance, no tipping point, it's not possible, and methane was somehow not in the air over Siberia at all. So the only thing you know from these absolute blanket dismissals is that this is not right, this is not true, this is a lie. So they're covering up something. They want you to be calm and pay taxes, whatever, I don't know. But the lady doth protest too much, as Shakespeare would have said. So be very, very cautious when they tell you not to panic, because, as the saying goes, that's when you run, right? Okay. So over to the sea ice analysis, and we have different multi-year averages, which are developing in pretty high speeds. This is like we're losing 1 cubic kilometer of Arctic sea ice volume from the average per day. These are the sort of fastest moving ones, and you see we have the 25-year average is moving at 1 cubic kilometer per day loss, and the same for the 20-year average. And the 7-year average that we presented last time, it's now down to 0.8 cubic kilometers per day loss, and that one will, if you follow the 7-year average trend, it will only go to a half-year ice-free polar ocean in 2049. So you have this down here, 2049 and 2044. But as I've said previously, these are not Blue Ocean event estimates. These are estimates for 6 months of no ice instead of just 1 day of no ice, which is the Blue Ocean event. Okay, so we're gonna follow this in the coming episodes and see if there's something interesting happening, if these rates are going up or down, or what's happening to these. Okay, that's all for now. Bye.
Some of it is somewhat sensationalized. They've got all of, and this is where it kind of bothers me. The media tries to make it sound like it's everybody's going to die and everybody's going places, and La Palma is sliding into the ocean, and we're going to have a huge tidal wave on the American coast, and all these things, and we need to say no to the media when they do that. We need to call it the way it is, rather than trying to, everybody in the world is going to die. So we don't want that. This is a localized event. This is a medium-sized volcano, and it is doing what it's doing. So we're hoping that those people that did get out of had to get out of the way with their possessions and their belongings, we do feel sorry for them. It is one of those things. They have not had an eruption there since 1971, so a lot of them are not used to it. It's almost a generation down the road. I'm sure there are people there that do remember things from previous, but it is what it is. Dr. Fox, it isn't the media so much as the memes on Facebook. Barbarian, you might be right. Facebook is poison, not the media. Well, the media does that too, though, Barbarian. I've gone onto some of the news stations, and I remember, and I hate to bring up the Las Vegas shooting. Okay, in a sentence, CNN said that they had tested the guy's brain, and everything was good. Oh, we got an earthquake happening. Okay, they just had an earthquake there. And that's not here, but they're out on La Palma. And that was not me, that was not the cameraman, that was the earthquake. Yeah. Yeah, okay, that was different. Okay, yeah, somebody maybe want to go check some charts or something. A landslide, perhaps, a small one. We don't know. But, yeah, wow.